Hello everyone, my name is Infinity and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course the law of attraction. In today's video, I am going to be doing a twin flame pick a card reading. Although this video is designed specifically for those of you who are twin flames or divine counterparts, you may find that even if you aren't a twin flame or you're not sure whether you're a twin flame, that some message in this video resonates with you. And I say this because I don't believe in accidents or coincidences. Everything happens according to divine order, and I feel there was some reason you clicked on this video. So I hope that through this reading, whichever group you choose, you receive whatever message was intended for you today. I also do want to make a quick note here that this is a collective reading. And what that means is I will be channeling as many different hyper-specific messages as I possibly can, which also means that not every message will resonate with you, and that is perfectly okay. Just take from this reading whatever feels good in your heart and soul. Always use your own intuition as your guide. I always say the intuition is the compass of the soul. Throughout this reading, I will also be recommending specific subliminal meditations. All of these subliminals come from my website and soul passion project, Sound and Soulful. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I have created over 130 powerful subliminals for all areas of life. I have subliminals for appearance changes, for manifesting within love and relationships, for material manifestations in your career, or for specific goals like certain amounts of money or other material goals you'd like to manifest. And because this is a twin flame reading, I specifically want to bring your attention to the twin flame subliminals I have available on my website, and I may be recommending some of those specifically in certain group readings. So if I ever do mention a specific subliminal throughout this reading, you can always explore more about the energetic benefits you can expect or were intended to receive from that subliminal by clicking the links under your group number. When you sign up for a 7-day free trial account on my website, you gain unlimited access to every single subliminal I have created. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me, for co-creating this information and these readings along with me. By the way, as I am recording, I just saw 333 on my recording timer, just showing the time that's passed. So I'm just saying that because I know many of you watch out for repeating angel numbers or repeated numbers to bring you some kind of sign or synchronicity. So if you've been seeing 333 or repeating numbers a lot lately, there may be a very specific message at some point for you during this particular reading. So now I am showing you the 4 different cards I will be reading for today. As I always say, use your intuition to guide you, to pull you to one of the cards. My favorite way for doing this is closing my eyes and then opening them and seeing where my eyes are instantly drawn. But you can use whatever method works best for you. And then whenever you're ready, you can head down to the pinned comment or description box and click the timestamp for your particular group number. Thank you so much again and enjoy your reading. Hello, group number 1. If you chose the first card, then welcome to your reading. I'm just shuffling these energy oracle cards really well today because I know that we're coming off of a really intense energetic period of time specifically with the full moon we had on Sunday. I know some of us have had some miscommunications, as I mentioned in yesterday's reading within our connection, a little bit of crossed wires that may have gone on, a little bit of potentially scattered energy or confusion. So I do just want to set clear intentions today. So if you feel guided, you can join me in that and set some kind of intention for this reading. What kind of message do you want me to bring forth? Do you need some kind of guidance or confirmation or information at this time? And I've just been pulling cards as we've been talking together here. So I already have 3 cards and 5 cards now. By the way, group number 1, I didn't mention this in the intro, but I meant to mention it, but now I'm thinking maybe it was something meant for your group because it's coming back to my mind now. But when I was lighting one of the candles for this reading, something very strange happened. The first time I tried lighting the candle, it went out immediately. The flame was just immediately extinguished. But then the second time I lit the candle, the flame burned so bright. It was this huge flickering flame just kind of engulfing the candle. And I felt that maybe this was a metaphor for one of the groups, so possibly this is your group. And what I took this to mean is that someone may feel as though the light has gone out of them in some sense. You're losing hope in some way or feeling a bit extinguished, as though your light has been a little bit extinguished, just like that candle flame. But I feel that whoever is feeling this energy or who has felt this energy in the past, you're being given a clear message that because of this experience of being extinguished, perhaps it's a dark night of the soul, because of what happened to you, you're actually going to burn brighter than ever. This is some kind of catalyst that you're experiencing. So again, this could be an ego death, a dark night of the soul, something in the past or present for some of you. So I just wanted to share that because it did kind of resurface in my mind, and I feel that could have been a message for someone listening. I was going to choose 6 cards, but no more cards are really wanting to come out right now, so maybe these 5 cards are going to give us our initial messages. Okay, so the first card is the garden and the gate in the reverse position. Now, combined with this metaphor I just told you, with the candle, the light being extinguished and then burning brighter than ever, I feel like many of you have felt locked out of some kind of metaphorical garden right now. I just heard that some of you feel as though you've planted the seeds, you've done the work, you've done something to grow this, again, in this illustration, this garden, these beautiful manifestations that are coming. But somehow now that it feels like the time, you feel locked out from them in some way. For some reason, you're unable to fully access. I just heard for some of you, this may be unable to fully access your own joy and happiness, whether it's related specifically to, or, oh wow, okay, so for some of you, sorry, I hear kind of messages as I speak, so sometimes things just come up, but I feel that for some of you, the thing that you feel is difficult for you to access right now is love. And I don't mean that there is no love in your life, although some of you may perceive this to be the case. But for many of you, I feel like there may be people around you, you may even be speaking with your person, or if not, you do have love in your life, even platonic love, familial love with your family or friends or some kind of people that care about you and support you. However, for some reason, you're not fully connecting with these people. I feel like you're not fully accessing love for some reason. Very interesting message. This could be with your person as well, feeling as though you're not fully connecting with how this person feels about you. For some of you, okay, so there's a lot of different messages coming through, so just take whichever message resonates. For some, I feel like this is a divine masculine who somehow feels a bit unworthy of love from a divine feminine and therefore isn't fully connecting with the truth of her, the divine feminine's love for him. Or again, this could be flipped because this energy is mirrored, so this could be divine feminine and how she feels about the divine masculine. Either way, for others of you, I feel as though you are in a kind of separation with your person emotionally or physically, and you aren't able to fully connect with the spiritual truth underlying your connection, that truth that the unconditional love always exists between you, regardless of what kind of perceived emotional or physical distance you may be experiencing. Interesting message. I am wanting to get some more clarification, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some angel answers cards. Okay, so Spirit, what else do we need to know about this Garden in the Gate card in reverse? What is group number 1 feeling at this time when it comes to their connection? What do we need to know about group number 1 and their divine counterpart connection? Okay, so the cards I pulled were remain positive and opportunity. So what this speaks to me is that many of you are being guided right now to turn your attention away from however things appear in the physical world, whether it comes to a manifestation you're trying to create in your life, or some kind of shift you're trying to create within your twin flame or divine counterpart connection. I'm being told that whatever you focus on, as we say, appreciate, whatever you appreciates, it increases, it grows stronger, it expands, eventually expanding to fill your whole life with abundance of whatever it is you are feeling or sensing lack of right now. Whether it's love, whether it's, again, a physical manifestation, I feel like you're really being guided into deeper gratitude, into focusing on whatever positives there are, either in this connection or in your life more generally, rather than focusing, or even with yourself. I feel for some of you, along this healing process, there's a lot of focus on what needs to be fixed, what needs to be healed. And while self-accountability can be a really beneficial trait to have, to hold yourself accountable, at the same time, I'm being told to give yourself more grace in your healing, to just relax a little bit, to focus on the positives about yourself, about this connection, and about your life, to allow those positives to appreciate, to expand by appreciating them. And by doing this, this is how you'll actually open the door to an opportunity, how you'll actually open the gate. I'm going to go ahead and pull the second, or flip over the second card. Okay, so the second energy oracle card was Door to Value, again in the reverse position. So what I'm seeing here is that this actually connects with part of what you feel locked out of. This Door to Value card in reverse actually came up, I believe, in yesterday's reading as well, the collective reading I did. And I feel that this speaks to some of you as potentially, again, like I said, with being locked out of the garden, part of what you're feeling this locked out of is you're feeling locked out of, prevented from accessing your own worthiness. I feel like part of why you're not allowing yourself to enjoy the things that you are creating or going to create, the things that are coming, is because part of you believes that you don't deserve them. Again, I just keep feeling that there is either, if you're a divine feminine listening, this could be your divine masculine, or if you are a divine masculine, maybe this resonates with some of you. But I feel like there's a divine masculine, this just keeps coming up, who doesn't feel worthy of receiving love from their divine feminine, who is cutting themselves off from this love, locking themselves out in this illustration with the garden and the gate. It's like your love, the divine feminine love, is like the garden, and they feel locked out of it, but they're actually the ones keeping themselves locked out because of their own feelings of unworthiness. Interesting. Again, that won't resonate with all of you, but maybe some of you. I am going to pull a few potential sign cards at this point. So, Spirit, who could possibly be the one who is experiencing feeling locked out of this love, locked out of something, feeling unworthy? Okay, 3 cards are really pulling on me. Taurus, Sagittarius, Pisces. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Libra and Scorpio. So Taurus, Pisces, Sagittarius, Libra, and Scorpio. Sun, moon, or rising could be you or your person if you are connecting with this situation of feeling unworthy and feeling locked out of someone's love. But the truth is, the reason someone is feeling locked out of this love is because they aren't fully accessing their own love, their own worthiness. And because this is a twin flame, a divine counterpart connection, that energy of lack of self-love, of lack of worthiness is mirrored in how they feel about the person and how they interact within this connection. I'm sensing a lot of specifically heart chakra blocks coming from these feelings of unworthiness. I just felt a little bit of strong emotion kind of coming up, bubbling up. So I feel that I may have touched kind of a nerve, like a wound, just by saying that. Some of you kind of had this image of times where you were hurt or betrayed or abandoned, even in childhood or in past relationships. And because of whatever you experienced, you closed off your heart. Again, this could be you or your divine counterpart. Someone has closed off their heart from fully receiving love, even their own love. And so when it comes to their twin flame, because this twin flame connection is so identically reflected, so perfectly mirrored of what is going on within our own energy, these internal self-love and unworthiness blocks, especially those in the heart chakra, are really preventing this energy, this person from connecting fully with their twin flame's love. Wow, that was a really powerful message. If you are connecting with this, whether as this is you I'm speaking to or it's connecting to a divine counterpart, I would really recommend my twin flame heart chakra activation subliminal, because this subliminal is designed to uproot and clear out any heart chakra blocks, specifically those blocks that directly impact connection within a divine counterpart situation or union. So I will leave a link to the twin flame heart chakra activation under your group number 1, in the pinned comment of this video. So the third energy oracle card, wow, okay, this took my breath away because this card rarely comes out, but when it does, it's a very, very strong confirmation of a twin flame connection. This is the yin-yang card in the upright position. The yin and the yang is a perfect representation of the balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine within a twin flame connection. So this is a really beautiful card, and I feel this is here because someone may have specifically asked for confirmation from this reading. So if you were the one who asked, is this person my twin flame? This is your yes confirmation. Yes, you are dealing with a twin flame, a divine counterpart situation. For others of you who may have not been asking specifically for confirmation, who may already be sure of the validity of this twin flame connection, this could be speaking to you in the sense that I feel this is kind of a progression, showing someone feeling locked out, unable to access their own love, their own worthiness, and therefore feeling locked out of this connection, feeling unworthy with this door to value in reverse. But this card here is showing hope. It's showing that, yes, these wounds still do exist, but at the same time, things are coming into balance. Things are shifting. Things are healing. Prior to doing this entire reading, I was meditating, and I just kept thinking that the message I kept getting is that something was shifting, something was changing. Spring is in the air, not just seasonally in many parts of the world, including where I live, but also within this connection. There's a kind of rebirth happening. And I see that even with this garden in the gate, although it is reversed. Although this person is feeling locked out in a sense from this connection, it is in full bloom. And they will be able to access that love, access that connection, open the door to that gate more and more as they shift, as they come into greater balance and harmony. But nothing is going wrong here. There's nothing to fear. This card is a message of peace and hope and encouragement and confirmation for you. The next card is the Happy Family card in the upright position. This card was a major factor in yesterday's general collective reading as well. Specifically though, what stood out to me today is the rainbow depicted on the card, because as we know, the rainbow is a message of peace after a storm. And because of what I said earlier with that candle flame being extinguished, potentially some of you experiencing this extinguishing of your own light or your own hope in some way. I feel this card is an energetic message of hope to you. If you've been feeling hopeless, if you've been feeling like the light has gone out of you, If you've been going through some dark night of the soul experience or even an ego death, you are being told here that we are ushering in an era of peace and stability, that this is coming for you, that this is, as they say, in the cards for you within this connection. When this card comes up, I know some of you commented on my last reading that some of you are meeting your twin flame when you're older, and you might not particularly be desiring or be wanting, or even what you perceive to be capable of, starting a family with your twin flame. And that is perfectly okay. If you are someone who either doesn't desire to start a family with your twin flame, that's not on your path, whatever the case may be, this card doesn't necessarily indicate a literal physical family, although it can be that. But this card can simply indicate a period of peace, stability, and connection that is coming in. And finally, wow, guys, what a beautiful reading you all called forth with your intentions, because this final card is the broken heart card in the reversed position. So this says that it's kind of a summation of this reading. Many of you have experienced this light going out of you, this ego death, this period of turbulence and challenge for you, feeling unbalanced, one in your connection, perhaps feeling unworthy, feeling disconnected from the love flowing between the two of you within this connection. However, this card, the happy family combined with the broken heart in reverse, says that this is the end of your brokenheartedness, that through this connection, your broken heart, your traumas, your past wounds will be healed, and not just healed, but they will be transmuted into this beautiful period of peace and stability. And that actually, like I said with the candle, because of these challenges you've surmounted, these difficulties you've experienced, you will take that pain as the best saying that I can think of. This isn't mine, but a saying that I'm borrowing from a book that I was reading. You will pluck a thorn and plant a rose in its place. That is the message of those of you who have been through really dark times. And I specifically saw a white rose for some reason, which is funny because I saw white roses out my window earlier today, and I wondered if that would connect to this message somehow. So that might be some kind of a symbol that has been important to you, or something that connects with you in some kind of special way, or something that you might see. And if you ever do see white roses, remember that you are being reborn, that this connection is being reborn, that spring is being ushered in, that a period of peace and stability is coming for you, both within your life and within this connection. I keep holding on to the clear quartz, by the way, that I have on my desk. So I do feel those of you drawn to crystal healing might be really pulled or guided to incorporate more clear quartz into your crystal healing routine. Again, just if you are someone who likes to use crystals. I do just want to get a few more clarification cards on these messages. So I'm going to pull a few cards from my Moonology deck. Okay, so now we've got out the Moonology deck, and I'm going to set my own intention. So Spirit, what does group number 1 need to hear right now about their path or their twin flame connection specifically? Okay, there are kind of 2 cards pulling on these, so let's see what we have here. Nothing is yet set in stone. It's a beautiful picture of an ocean under a starry sky. And I feel like this is actually a message to those of you who have felt hopeless. It's a message of coming positive change, meaning that dark times, the feelings of hopelessness you may experience, the feelings of pain that come with intense healing and upheaval just like the waves on the ocean. You need to know that those things are temporary. That during this healing time, you may be experiencing a lot of turbulence, you may have gone through a lot of challenges and darkness, but these things, these difficult times aren't set in stone. I just heard dawn is breaking. I feel many of you have been feeling stuck almost in this dark ocean, feeling tossed about by these waves, by these challenges, but you're being told that the light is coming. You're being told that everything in nature has a kind of season, a kind of rhythm to it, and that your healing process is the same way. Just like the light follows even the darkest of nights, I feel that hope, peace, and stability will follow this period of darkness and intense turmoil that some of you may have experienced. Wow, okay, I hadn't read the second card, but I just felt this wave of energy looking at this card. This is incredible, guys. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Wow, that just gave me goosebumps because that was just what I was saying. So this is just confirmation. This is the end of this tough cycle you are experiencing. And I know for many of you, it's been very, very difficult. It's been a challenging time, but I just hear so many messages of peace and hope and encouragement coming to you, group number 1, at this time. Now, I do feel guided just to pull a few more cards from the Romance Angels deck, just because I want to see if we can pull through any final messages from this reading. Okay, so group number 1, Spirit, what does group number 1 need to know about their divine counterpart or twin flame connection at this time? Wow, okay. Forgiving and learning, and I instantly heard self-forgiveness. Releasing, not necessarily with another person in mind, but sometimes the most powerful kind of forgiving we do is forgiving ourselves for the times where we may have not been acting in ways that were in alignment with our highest, truest self. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Wow, guys, what a beautiful full circle to the Garden and the Gate in reverse. Because I felt that this card, the Garden and the Gate, was really saying that someone wasn't able to access love within this connection. And this card is direct advice on how to open that gate, how to access that love. As you heal and release the past, that is how you access more love in the present when it comes to your person, deeper connection. And the second card is honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So I feel that for many of you, this won't necessarily apply literally. I feel between these two cards, this is going back to that concept of gratitude, focusing on the positives, even if there's just a few things that you're happy about with your connection right now, with your divine counterpart, with your life, whatever it is. You're really being asked to just bask in those beautiful, positive aspects. As I just thought of, many of you may listen to Abraham Hicks, and Esther Hicks, channels Abraham, non-physical energy. And one message that Abraham often brings through is to make lists of positive aspects, just listing all the amazing, wonderful things about a situation or a person. And that as you do that, over time, you can manifest and allow in more and more beautiful, positive things into that situation. So I'm really feeling for you, group number 1, the key to navigating these dark waters or potentially difficult times that you're coming out of. The key to coming into balance and harmony, opening the gate to that deeper love and connection, is to have gratitude in any way possible, self-love for yourself, focusing on the positive aspects of your person, of this situation, of your life, and really basking in what you have to be happy about the present moment. Which, by the way, I am feeling, just because there's a lot of present and grounded energy kind of coming through, I have personally found on my journey that staying present, staying grounded, clearing residual past energies has been one of the most helpful ways for me to manifest beautiful changes in my life. And specifically, the subliminal I have used every morning that I meditate with on a daily basis is the 7 chakra clearing subliminal I've created, just to kind of retune each of my chakras to clear out any past negativity, negative energies. So the link to this 7 chakra clearing will also be under your group number. So the last thing I'm going to do is pull a few potential messages from your person. Some of these might be shorter, kind of just words or phrases that may remind you of your person. Others may be actual messages. So let's just see what I feel pulled to. Okay. It's almost too much. This card has been coming up a lot lately. I think just because of the intensity of the love that is being felt in the collective. And yet some of the feelings of pain and discomfort, because for some of us, we feel a bit locked out of that love we are feeling so intensely. I feel like this could be coming from you and what you're feeling, but for some of you, this is coming from your person. I'm hearing that it's almost like what they feel for you is so much, it's so intense, it's so all-encompassing, and it's so beautiful that for many of them, again, if this was you earlier connecting with having a divine masculine who feels unworthy and is locking himself out of this love because of that, this divine masculine from earlier is also saying that your love is powerful and beautiful and intense. And that is why it almost feels like too much for me to deserve, to be worthy of. And the second card is, you know me already. So this goes to the yin yang card for me. I feel this connecting in that way because I hear this as a confirmation. I feel some of you were experiencing some doubts because of this storm, because of the turmoil, wondering if this was your person, wondering if this was a valid twin flame connection. And I feel like this is actually a message from your person's higher self saying, you know that we're twin flames, you know that we're divine counterparts. You've known me lifetime after lifetime to the origin of our soul's existence. You know me already. And the third card, interestingly, is voice. For some reason, prior to doing your reading, I felt that some of you may be, when it comes to your soul purpose, using your voice in some way, specifically in connection with maybe something you and your twin flame will manifest together in the future. But this could just be for you. I feel like some of you are either writers, you use the written word, use your voice through writing, or you might be singers or speakers or readers, tarot readers. I feel that many of you do something that shares your voice, that shares a kind of message with the world. And I feel like doing this, the act of doing this, whatever it is, actually is part of what continues to heal and shift your energy, even in regards to this twin flame divine counterpart connection, because through using your voice in this way, you're clearing your throat chakra, which is helping to align all of your other chakras as well. Interesting message there. So I am just going to try to pull a few more cards. So Spirit, what does group number one's person want to say to them? I'm stuck in my head. I feel this card connecting with the feelings of unworthiness someone's person may be having. It's like their head is preventing them from their ego. That's what I hear with the head. It's I'm stuck in my ego. Or I'm trying to hold on to my ego as it's crumbling, as I'm going through this ego death. And it's causing me a lot of pain and turmoil. But I know in my heart and soul that we've created this beautiful garden together, even if I do feel locked out of it at times because of my own feelings of unworthiness. And I also know and I look forward to this physical manifested stability with this happy family card in our connection that we will bring forth in the future. I do feel like there might just be one more message for you in here somewhere, group number one. Wow, okay, last message, how beautiful. It says, please wait. This card has also come up really frequently, and I feel like this card is your twin flame's higher self. Again, saying everything I just said, I don't want to be too repetitive, but that this person they have this soul level awareness that they're healing, that they're shifting, that they're not fully healed, that they're not fully in balance, that they're feeling this unworthiness, feeling unworthy of you, of your love, of this connection. But I feel that this person is also shifting, is changing. Like I said, prior to doing these readings, I just heard change is coming, something is shifting. I do feel like this person's higher self is just asking you to be patient with them, to give them time to do whatever kind of healing work they need to do in order to give you that offer of physical stability that you both desire in the future. So group number one, thank you for co-creating this beautiful, beautiful reading with me today. The two subliminals I recommended to you, which were the twin flame heart chakra activation and the 7 chakra clearing subliminal, will both be linked under your group number in the pinned comment. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account on my membership site, you can access either of these subliminals as well as any of the more than 130 of them that I've created. So thank you so much, group number one. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. Follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Hello, group number 2. If you chose the second card, then welcome to your reading. I'm going to start today like I usually do with the Energy Oracle Cards deck. By the way, group number 2, as I was meditating earlier, I channeled a few messages and wrote them down. And just as I was starting your group reading, one word that I had written down really caught my attention. And what I had written down is inaction, and specifically the phrase period of inaction. And I also wrote a note here that the reason, the cause, the root cause of this inaction was actually that beneath the surface things were healing, but on the surface there was some kind of lack of movement or things seeming stagnant. So just because I felt called to say that, I feel as though that might already be connecting with some of you, but we'll just have to read the cards and find out how that applies a little bit later. So as I always say while I'm shuffling, I would love if you, wherever you are, whoever you are listening, would set some of your own personal intentions for this reading. Again, only if you feel guided. I'm going to set some of my own intentions. So Spirit, please bring forth clear messages for group number 2. What does group number 2 need to know about their twin flame or divine counterpart situation at this time? Okay, so I actually felt a lot of cards for you coming out today, group number 2. I feel a lot of you chose this group number. I have 7 cards, and I feel this is plenty to start with. So once you've set your own intentions, you can pause if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and just turn over the first card to get us started. Okay, so the first card is hostilities in the reverse position. And for some reason, I really was drawn to the number 26 in terms of it being like March 26th, like last week. I feel that maybe some of you listening experienced some kind of conflict or challenging situation with your twin flame this past week or very recently. I do feel like this is a past energy. The fact this card is in reverse, something that you're coming out of. Maybe this even happened a little bit after the 26th on the 28th with the full moon. I know a lot of us were experiencing a lot of intense energies. I just feel like I'm feeling some really emotionally charged situation. I feel like my fight or flight kind of engaged right now. I feel like whatever this was really, I feel like it was really emotionally intense and then afterwards kind of emotionally exhausting. Again, this won't be for all of you, but I just feel like there was some situation that caused you to feel really anxious, or it resulted in some kind of even a verbal conflict or a tension in the kind of an emotional tension between the two of you or something. Again, this won't be everyone, but for those of you who do connect with this, I'm going to go ahead and roll some letter initials and pull potential sign cards for those of you who are connecting specifically with this message. Okay, so let's start with the letter initials. Again, these could be the first, middle, or last initials of you or your person's name, or just could be some words that connect to your situation. X, I, V, M, Y. Oh wow, that's weird, guys. Okay, so it spells my and then X. So I feel like some of you may have, this is kind of specific. I feel actually this tension could have emerged or came up because of some kind of a third party situation or an ex even specifically. I'm feeling for some of you, someone's ex could have reached out to them, or your person's ex could have reached out to them and this caused some kind of conflict. Or for you, again, if it's not connecting an external hostility, I feel like for some of you, an ex or someone, if not an ex, someone that was significant to you in the past recently came back into your life, like resurfaced in some way. And I feel that these hostilities may have been like not hostilities that were external, but for some of you, this could have been an inner conflict. Like, should I respond to this person? Should I connect with this person? Should I reach out? Again, this won't be everyone, but that was just a very specific kind of message I feel someone will connect with. X again, E, H, U, Interesting. 𝖬Y, again, lots of Ys. OI. For some reason I heard work, so for some of you this could have been someone that you either worked with in the past or was someone's coworker, or some kind of a work situation. Again, I'm channeling a lot of different specific messages, so many of these will just be meant for literally one person, especially for you, group number 2. I'm feeling a lot of very specific energies coming through your reading, so bear with me because I know that these messages are probably just in response to very specific individuals' intentions. So thank you for your patience during this reading. Oh, and I was also going to pull some sign cards. So this could be your person or this person's sun, moon, or rising sign for whoever this specific message is for. Virgo, Aries, Pisces, and Scorpio. So Scorpio, Virgo, Pisces, Aries, sun, moon, or rising could be you or your person. And those are just for whoever, or those of you, I don't know if it's one person or more, who may be connecting with this kind of hostility, coming out of hostilities, either inner conflict or external conflict with your person. By the way, I didn't even realize that I'd pulled this stone, but I just looked down and saw my gypsum crystal kind of sitting beside me, which, as I said in a previous reading, this crystal really connects to grounding and stabilizing our energies during times where things feel like they're changing or moving too fast. So I feel like some of you are being asked just to take a deep breath to kind of stabilize yourself, especially if you are one of those who are coming out of some kind of an inner conflict or external conflict situation. The second card is Journey in reverse, and I instantly heard don't go. I feel like some of you may have been asking for a sign, like, should I leave, should I stay, and asking for a sign, or even asking for number signs, however you personally ask for signs. And so for someone, this could be your sign not to take some kind of dramatic exit right now from the situation. I feel like I've said this before, but I feel it's a really, really powerful message, and it really resonated with a lot of you. So I feel guided to share it again, which is that when it comes to healing this twin flame connection, it's not about withdrawing your energy from a person or a situation, because even in that active withdrawal, you are still pushing against it. You are still fighting it. You're still giving it a kind of negative energy through your active withdrawal. But the key is not to withdraw your energy from that person per se, not to run away out of fear, but actually to take your energy and return it to yourself, to turn your love, care, attention, and energy inward. That is how we begin to start down the path to positively shifting and healing this connection. So I am hearing some of you, it could be you or it could be your person, maybe it was even connected to this inner or external conflict. There was this kind of question mark about whether you should stay with this person, stay in this situation, or whether you should leave. For some of you, I'm specifically hearing that you were considering pursuing this. Again, for some, it could be a person from your past that came up, or even an ex. Or I feel for some of you, it may even just be that you were kind of daydreaming about some past person in your life. And if that is you, I'm very clearly hearing that your daydream of that person doesn't live up to how they actually were in the reality. I feel like some of you kind of have fantasized about some kind of, and again, this might just be one person. This won't be everyone listening, group number 2. But I feel like someone was in this kind of inner conflict or fear that was coming up with your twin flame or divine counterpart. Some of you may have been looking back to some past person or past connection and wondering maybe, like, did I get it wrong? Is my divine counterpart the right person? Is my twin flame the right person? Almost like fantasizing this past relationship or some kind of fantasy. But what I'm hearing is that this is kind of your ego or your mind playing tricks on you, trying to like cross compare and say, oh, my twin flame or divine counterpart isn't doing X, Y, Z, so they can't be my person, they can't be the one. I feel like someone's ego is really caught up in some kind of an external appearance in this connection. And the third card is Woman Holding a Heart in reverse. This is really interesting. I kind of want to read a little bit from the guidebook. I haven't actually touched the guidebook yet in group number 1's reading or in your reading, group number 2. but I'm feeling like there might be a message. By the way, this is card number 44, and I personally have been seeing a lot of 444. So if you have been seeing 444, there might also be some kind of a message specifically here for you. Female dealing with family, love, or emotions. Let's see. This card reverse could indicate a state of being emotionally overwhelmed. Okay, so that clearly leads me to think that this is still connected with these potentially internal or external hostilities you're coming out of, or someone is coming out of. And I feel like the part of the cause of this is because someone is feeling really overwhelmed, potentially overwhelmed by their own healing process, overwhelmed by the intensity of the connection. It could be either the divine feminine or divine masculine who has had this feeling of overwhelmment, but someone's almost felt just like, I just heard like it's too much, like it just felt like too much. It may feel as though your love life is turned upside down. It could also refer to some difficulty in a family matter or close friendship. There's also a possibility that this woman reversed is someone who brings a negative emotional influence into your life. Interesting. So I feel for some of you, if there was some past energy coming into your life, I feel like this card is kind of cautioning you to hold on to your heart, or to reserve your heart for your divine counterpart or twin flame, because this person, although they might kind of seem a little bit like you might kind of fantasize about some things about the past, or have kind of a nostalgia about this person or this past energy, I feel like ultimately beneath those surface level appearances, they are a distraction. They're having some kind of a negative influence on you, and that you should hold on to your heart. I just keep hearing reserve your heart, like reserve your heart for who your heart and soul knows to be your person, and don't walk away from this connection out of fear. And the next card that I pulled for you is cornucopia, but also in the reverse position. I don't pull this card very often, but interestingly enough, this card has 11 on it, which I said, did I not say at the beginning of this reading, some repeating numbers may be coming up, because now we've had 44 and now we have 11, which I know many of you see 1111 a lot. It's a really powerful sign of physical manifestation within the twin flame connection, meaning things are being manifested into reality. However, this card is in the reverse position, so already from that number, I'm feeling like some of you are feeling like things aren't manifesting into physical reality. Or I just heard someone, it's okay, there's this weird energy going on for some of you, like someone is feeling overwhelmed. Again, this could be a divine masculine I'm feeling for many of you, but maybe not all of you. Someone's feeling overwhelmed by the intensity, the emotional intensity of this connection. However, someone else, or maybe both people, maybe even that person themselves, is also feeling like things aren't moving fast enough. So there's this weird energy of feeling emotionally overwhelmed by the intensity, but also feeling like things aren't coming together or manifesting fast enough within the connection. Kind of an interesting paradox going on here. So I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook again, just for this cornucopia in reverse card. So let's see what we have here. Oh my goodness, guys, this is crazy. The cornucopia reversed is often a card of personal frustration. That's just what I said, like feeling frustrated, feeling overwhelmed, but frustrated like things aren't happening fast enough. You may find yourself feeling discouraged by having your wishes denied, exactly like we were saying, or perhaps you're just disappointed with the delays involved. Don't be surprised or too disheartened if obstacles seem to block your way. It may simply take some patience and persistent action. Or it may require a radical shift in how you're approaching your goals. This card may indicate a cycle of restriction or a period of lack or loss. Don't let this deter you. Use this time to go deeper. Okay, so I have to say, just because this card seems to really be saying, use this time to go deeper within, to align within, to shift within, I'm really feeling guided to share with you my subliminal to open twin flame communication, specifically for you group number 2. Because I keep feeling this kind of like stuck feeling in my throat, indicating many of you may have a throat chakra blockage. there's something getting really crossed and miscommunicated here within your connection. But the reason that's happening is because of blocks in the energy. And specifically when it comes to twin flames, when we're struggling to clearly, authentically, and lovingly receive and give very clear communication within our divine counterpart connection, the cause is usually in two different main chakras. The heart chakra, because again, this is predominantly where twin flame telepathy and communication happens. It happens through the heart. And also, of course, the throat chakra, which is just the seat of our communication in general. So this subliminal I've created to open twin flame communication is so powerful because it actually addresses the blocks both in the throat chakra and the heart chakra, and specifically is designed for twin flames. So it addresses twin flame divine counterpart specific blockages. So that subliminal will be under your group number in the pinned comment if you'd like to check it out. So the next card, okay guys, I cannot believe this card came up again. So in the last reading for group number 1, the yin yang card came up and I said, wow guys, this card doesn't come up very much. It's like a confirmation of a twin flame connection. It's a really special card when it comes to twin flame readings. But I just pulled this card again for you, group number 2. Yin yang in the upright position. I'm going to say the same thing I said for group number 1, which is that someone I feel asked for confirmation as to whether or not this person is your twin flame, whether this is a valid twin flame connection. So this is your confirmation. Yes, this person is your twin flame. Yes, this is your divine counterpart. This is your person. But beyond that, just like I said for group number 1, this is a message of encouragement that things are coming into balance. Specifically for you, group number 2, what I see here is, oh, and by the way, some of you may be seeing the number 1122 or 122. But I say that because cornucopia is number 11 and yin yang is number 22. But what I see with these two cards together is someone is feeling frustrated as though things aren't shifting or happening fast enough within this connection, and you're being told things are coming, things are happening, things are manifesting. This is like your encouragement right now if you're feeling like things aren't changing or happening fast enough. The next card is all tied up in the reverse position. So because this is reversed, I'm feeling that these past hostilities, whether it was an inner conflict or an external conflict, this is getting resolved. And because this is resolving, if you continue to reserve your heart for this person, to not distract yourself with whatever past energy may be coming into your life or making some kind of offer that isn't truly aligned with you, and if you hold the faith in spite of things not appearing to happen fast enough to your ego and allow things to shift and heal, I'm hearing that since this all tied up is in reverse, there will be some kind of breakthrough, specifically in communication. So for those of you who are separated from your twin flame, this might be really literal. Like if you haven't been speaking to them, they may reach out, they may say something that you've been wanting or needing to hear. I hear someone manifesting some kind of communication. For some of you, I even feel this might be like a confession of love or some kind of, again, you're all at different stages. So I'll be speaking to many different stages of the connection here. But I feel for some of you, this will be someone, your divine counterpart, saying something you've been longing to hear or needing to hear. For others of you, this will be them reaching out if they've been silent for a while. If you are in more active communication and open communication with your twin flame, I hear this could even be some kind of future offer of stability, like them moving forward your relationship or connection in some way that you've been wanting for a long time but feeling frustrated about. And the next card is, I just felt so much good energy from this card. I knew when I flipped it over, it was going to be a really positive closure to this reading. But this is the community card in the upright position. So this says to me, yes, for some of you, this breakthrough that's going to happen in your communication or in your connection in a very physical way is going to bring some kind of I just heard celebration into your life, whether this is a personal celebration, like just feeling really joyful. I just feel someone just bubbling up with happiness, like can't stop smiling kind of happiness. Like someone is going to be very happy by whatever communication comes in. For others of you, if this is someone that you've been more actively communicating with or even any relationship with, I feel like, okay, I know that this probably will only apply to a few of you because I know not many of you are at this kind of stage in your connection, but I feel that for some of you this could even be, I just keep hearing like proposal or marriage. So again, this might be your twin flame proposing, although for some of you I'm hearing this celebration could actually be you celebrating with friends or family in some way, or with people that matter to you, or even with your twin flame. There's some kind of celebration on the horizon, and I do keep hearing summer. There's just going to be some kind of celebration in the air around summer, whether it's personally within some breakthrough with your connection, or whether it's in regards to some kind of shift or change in your life. I feel really happy times coming for you right around the corner, group number 2, which of course just got verified to me because I looked up at my little timer. I don't know if it'll line up exactly once I edit the video, but the timer on my video said 555, which I just spoke on angel numbers, and while I was researching, I found that 555 is a number we see when there's change coming into our life, like things are changing. So yes, things are changing in a positive way for you, group number 2. So now I'm going to pull some potential sign cards. This could be signs of you or your person, sun, moon, or rising sign potentially, or these could just be specific signs meant for someone else. So I'm seeing Sagittarius, Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, and Virgo. So Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Taurus, Cancer, sun, moon, or rising could be you or your person, or it could just be a specific message meant for someone else. So I'm also going to roll some letter initials just because I know many of you resonate with and enjoy these parts of the reading. So these could be letter initials, first, middle, or last name of you or your person, or it could just be some words that may connect to your situation in some way. J, oh my gosh, guys. J came up 3 times. So I feel like many of you may have a J name in mind, or like J might be one of your initials. T, E, C, and I just heard tech. So some of you might have a twin flame that's in some kind of a technology field, might be like computer science or technology or something like that. Or it could be a very I don't want to say a nerdy person, not in a bad way, but someone who's really tech oriented, or like maybe a gamer or something like that. Okay, so now I have E, 2 wild dice, interesting. O, A, U, D, I, A, C. Interesting. Okay, so now I am going to pull a few potential messages. These could be words or phrases that may remind you of your person or may deliver some kind of message about your connection. Okay, so Spirit, what does group number 2 need to know about themselves or their person at this time? What message do you have for group number 2? Okay, let's see what we have. Oh my gosh, I feel like too many of these came out. But let's just take all of them. So these might connect to you in some way. Eyes, interesting, extrovert, logical. That's interesting. I feel like you or your person are very intellectual or like tech-oriented, logical-minded. I just saw someone with glasses. So some of you, okay, this might just be someone's specific person, but I saw someone that has dark hair and glasses. That I just saw them kind of like pushing up their nose, like with pushing their glasses up. So this might be you or your person. Impossible. Hands. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting from these cards is again, many of you, this person might be very logical minded. I'm hearing for many of you, this will be the divine masculine in your connection. And I actually feel that because of how logical this person is, whoever this is that I'm speaking to, again, could just be one person, but I feel like this logically minded person, your connection has defied all sense of logic and reason to them. And that's part of why I feel that they struggle to accept. Like, I just heard like the craziness of the signs. Like, it just seems, I just heard you and your person talking and you're just like amazed at all of the connections, the synchronicities, these experiences you've had. This is just like amazing to this person, just completely defying all sense of logic and reason to them, that they really, I feel like this person really values logic, but so much of your connection defies logic to them. Okay, so interesting. I feel like, again, I'm feeling like there was this really intelligent, logically minded energy who found you really, really fascinating. I don't want to say they studied you, but I just see someone like watching their twin flame counterpart, just because they're so fascinated with them. Like, they just can't stop looking at you. But I see every time you look over, they pretend like they weren't looking or like look away. But I feel like their energy, their attention is just always on you when you're in the room together. An extrovert. So I kind of feel like for many, this could be that one energy is more introverted, more reserved, and the other energy in the connection is a bit more bubbly and extroverted and sociable than the other. I feel that, and with the hands card, I feel this is a very literal connection to someone. I'm specifically hearing like masculine hands, like someone, I feel like a divine feminine just thinks a lot about being touched by her divine masculine's hands, which obviously is just a very specific message. I also feel for some of you, there could have been some shared moment where you suddenly got the urge to just reach out and take your counterpart's hands. And I feel like this energy, whether you know it or not, was really mirrored. Like, this person was thinking of doing that too. Or if not, some of you may actually have like taken this person's hand kind of spontaneously. I'm just kind of feeling that in some of your energy here. Now I'm going to pull some potential messages from your person. So Spirit, what does group number 2 need to hear about their person, about this connection? I'm stuck in my head. I feel like this could really apply to this person who's really logical minded. Again, if there is an energy like this in your connection, feeling like they're really used to overanalyzing and understanding and categorizing everything, but this connection just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit anywhere in their logical understanding of the world, so they just keep replaying it over and over again. You know me already. These 2 cards both came out in the first group's reading, so some of you may connect with some messages in that reading as well. I feel like this is someone you're very familiar with in some way. Either you've been friends for a while before you had this romantic, or before you realized this person was a twin flame, or if not that, I feel like maybe you knew of each other for a while, or would see each other in passing, or again, had like a mutual friend, knew of each other in some way. The answer is yes. Oh wow, that gave me goosebumps. I feel like someone listening has been asking, like, if in their head they've been thinking, if I were to ask you, and then like blank, fill in the blank. So it's like, if I were to ask you to stay or to be in a relationship with me or to move this thing forward, if I were to ask you, how would you be feeling about it? And I feel like this person in their head is thinking like, I only want to, like, this other person is thinking like, I wish that they would ask me, or like, I want that as badly as they do, regardless of how this person is acting in the external physical world. I feel like in their heart and soul, they either would say yes or would desperately want to say yes to whatever you are kind of questioning or thinking. For some of you, this might even be like, are they feeling what I'm feeling? Is this reciprocated? Is this a requited connection, a requited love? And of course, within a twin flame or divine counterpart connection, it always is perfectly reciprocated, but sometimes our ego steps in and causes us to doubt. But I feel like this person is emphatically in their energy, in their head, through their higher self, saying, yes, 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 I am feeling what you are feeling. A really like eager energy is coming through here, a really powerful energy. So group number 2, I really hope that some of these messages, or at least one message from this reading, connected with you. The subliminal I mentioned earlier to open or deepen twin flame communication with your divine counterpart will be linked under your group number in the pinned comment if you would like to explore more about that. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account on my membership site, you can access that subliminal as well as any of the more than 100 I've created completely free for 7 days. So thank you so much, group number 2. Please do subscribe if I resonate with you, and follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to talk to you again in the next reading. Hello, group number 3. If you chose the 3rd card, then welcome to your reading. I have to tell you, I just had to take a drink of water because my throat suddenly started feeling kind of scratchy, which is kind of unusual for me because I'm used to speaking for long periods of time. And this, to me, is an energetic sign that someone who is listening is either itching to tell someone something, or someone is itching to tell you something. I'm specifically hearing that a lot of your divine counterparts listening to this, as you listening to this group reading, many of your divine counterparts may be like itching to tell you something, as the saying goes. So hopefully we can bring through whatever messages those are. And as always, I am starting with the Energy Oracle cards, my favorite deck. And I'm shuffling those cards now just to kind of clear us of the energies of the last group and bring through some clear messages for you, group number 3. So while I'm shuffling, feel free to set your own intention for this reading if you feel guided to do so. And I'm going to set my intention aloud. So Spirit, please bring through clear messages for group number 3 today. What does group number 3 need to hear? Whoa, some cards just falling out of the deck there. Interesting, 2 cards were kind of stuck together. I'm feeling like, because one card was kind of hidden under the other, I'm feeling like there is some element of illusion going on in your situation. Something that is hidden, maybe a message that is hidden, like someone is itching to tell someone something, but that message is somehow being masked by some kind of illusion or false pretense. Okay, so now I've pulled 6 cards for you. Let's see if any more cards will come through for you. So Spirit, what does group number 3 need to know at this time? Whoa, okay. 2 cards just flew out of the deck. Wow, guys, okay. This is the most cards I have pulled for any group so far, which leads me just to think that between the throat itching and now so many cards just falling out, there is a lot of intense energy moving between you and your twin flame right now. A lot of communication that is trying to happen. I feel like one or both parties are really eager to communicate, really eager to say something. There's kind of this chaotic, explosive energy. But of course, sometimes when the energy is so explosive and intense, it can also lead to miscommunication when we then go to say those things we are so eager to say. So those are just some initial kind of thoughts coming through here. And let's go ahead and start with this huge spread of cards with the first card, Contracts, in the upright position. I just heard someone say, we planned this. We decided this. So for some of you, this might be a confirmation that this person is a twin flame, because you meeting this person, you coming together with this person is the fulfillment of a soul contract. And in fact, your highest soul contract, something that is a very integral part of your path. I feel like this is your person's higher self speaking to you here, saying, we, don't you remember? That gave me goosebumps. I just heard someone kind of saying, don't you remember that we decided to come together and go through all of this together? Kind of like shaking you awake almost, but again, on a higher unconscious level. The second card is Deceit in the reverse. And I just heard, I'm telling the truth. I feel like there was a fear of deceit. I feel like someone in this connection is really afraid of being lied to. Either someone is afraid that they can't trust even someone saying, I love you. Because there's a part of them that worries that there is no truth, no meaning behind those words, that they're just shallow words used almost to manipulate them. That's a really dark message, but I feel like there's a lot of trust issues that one or both counterparts may have come to heal. And I feel like healing these trust issues is an integral part of bringing you into closer connection with your twin flame. Again, this could be you, could be your person, or could be meant for someone else. But I feel like some energy here just insistent, like you can trust me, you can trust my energy, you can trust my love. There's so much coming through group number 3 from your twin flame on like a higher level. I'm hearing like their higher self just like telling you, you can trust me. My energy is safe, my love is safe. Remember, we chose this, we planned this, you know me. You've known me lifetime after lifetime. I'm familiar to you. You can trust my energy. It's interesting, I don't know who is saying this, whether it's divine feminine or divine masculine, when someone is really insistent to their counterpart that they can be trusted. The third card is woman holding a coin in the upright position. I'm feeling guided to just read a little bit from the guidebook about this card to see how it applies to your reading, group number 3. This elegantly dressed woman on this card sits on a beautiful chair holding a bright, beautiful coin. When the card comes upright, it may refer to someone directly and to a successful endeavor regarding her own finances and health. For some reason, what I keep hearing with this card is someone coming into their power. I immediately saw this coin that this woman is holding and thought of it like a heart, like someone is holding on to their heart. Someone is learning to love themselves, to hold on to their own heart, to support themselves in order to fully be present, be open to giving and receiving love within this divine counterpart, twin flame connection. And I'm hearing that someone needs to know, specifically a woman or divine feminine listening, that this journey you're on of coming into your own power, coming into your own, learning to support yourself, to support your own vision for yourself or your life, is actually deeply, intimately intertwined with your healing and coming into harmony and balance within this connection. I just keep hearing the more you focus on yourself and embrace your own power, every time you do that, take steps closer to your truest, most authentic, most powerful, confident self. You're taking steps closer to your twin flame or divine counterpart. I'm really just feeling a lot of energy of a divine feminine coming into her own power. This could be you or could be your counterpart. I do want to roll some initial dice, some letter dice, as well as pull some sign cards that could be connecting to this woman or divine feminine energy who is coming into her own power. Okay, Spirit, so who is this person in group number 3 who needs to hear this message, who is coming into her own power or potential at this time? By the way, this could be letters that spell words that connect to you, or this could be letter initials of you or your person's first, middle, or last name. J, U, Q, Y, F. For some reason I heard up, and then I heard don't give up, don't give up. N, B, V, K, P, E. Lots of N's coming out, by the way, in these letter initials. E, R, E. Since there are 2 E's, this person could have double letter initials in their name, and M. So just because this spelled the word men also, I feel like this person could have been a wounded feminine who was hurt by men or by some kind of institution, could be a religion or a family dynamic that was dominated by men or predominated by a man, in which there was kind of this energy a negative energy trying to silence women or to steal away women's power or to control you in some way. So this could be, just to give a few examples, it could be a strict religious institution that tried to silence women in the group, or it could be a family dynamic, a really domineering father or some kind of male figure that was older in your life and really dominating. Or this could be a past relationship in which there was a real power imbalance, some kind of a karmic situation where the person you were with was a man who was very dominating or controlling. And again, this won't be everyone, but for whoever this message is connecting with, this divine feminine who is in these situations, you are healing this wound by coming into your own power and potential, by holding your own heart. Because only by learning to support yourself, by learning to care for your own self, stand in your own power, can you truly, fully, authentically connect with your twin flame, with your divine counterpart, truly magnetize them closer into your life. Okay, so I did say I was going to pull some sign cards before I forget for this potential energy, this divine feminine I might be speaking to. So Spirit, who is the divine feminine who needs to hear this message? Taurus, Pisces, so much Taurus and Pisces energy in all three of these readings. Gemini, Leo, Sagittarius. Gemini, Leo, Taurus, Pisces, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising could be you or your person, or these messages, these specific messages with the letters and signs could always be meant for someone else. So just take whatever resonates with you. So I feel we're ready to move forward to the next card here. By the way, I've never noticed this before in this card, but there's a cat in this card, and for some reason this cat just like jumped out to me today. So some of you may be cat owners, also may have a cat, or your person may have a cat. Again, this won't be for everyone, but there was just like really strong cat owner or cat energy coming through this card. The next card is Door to Value in the reverse position. Interesting, this card came up in one of the previous readings. I believe it was group number 1. And usually to me, in a twin flame reading, and especially right now in the collective, I found this Door to Value in the reverse, really connecting to feelings of unworthiness, someone not able to fully see their own worth or value. And I feel like this could be connecting to either the divine feminine or divine masculine in your connection. But I feel specifically for some of you, this will connect to the healing process that a divine feminine is on, that learning to embrace and to fully comprehend and accept your own worthiness, not because of what you do. I just saw someone who is really career-oriented, or someone who worked really, really hard for what they have. And I feel like you are being told that you deserve effortless love, effortless abundance in your life. You don't have to push. You don't have to overwork yourself to the point of exhaustion trying to prove your worthiness of everything, of all the good you receive in life. You are just innately worthy because, and I have to skip ahead because this card actually was the one that fell out of the deck, and it was just calling to me even though it's a few cards ahead now. This is the goddess of the moon, because you are this goddess and you're now realizing that you're stepping into this power, you're radiating this goddess energy. You can simply create by attraction, not by force. And I feel that many of you who are divine feminines are realizing the power of effortless creation, of effortless manifestation, which, by the way, if you are a divine feminine and this is connecting with you in some way, I would really recommend my Divine Feminine Healing Subliminal. This is designed specifically for divine feminine twin flames, and it's called the Awakened Divine Feminine. So if you'd like to explore more about that, I will leave a link to that under your group number 3. So the next card is Attachment. I just heard holding on to the past, but I also saw an image of, oh my gosh, okay, so I felt this like move through my solar plexus chakra just now. I saw a woman holding on to her mother. And for some of you, I feel like you have a mother wound in your life. I feel that for some of you, your mother was not fully emotionally present and available to you. And because of that, you overcompensated in so many ways to try to prove your worthiness of love. But there was this deep wound that was always there, this kind of longing to be loved and to be seen and to be fully understood. And also a distrust I'm hearing of platonic friends or female connections in your life. Again, this message will not be for everyone. I might just be speaking to one divine feminine here, but whoever she is, she really needs to hear this message that there is some kind of wound here. And I feel whoever this message is for, you'll know it's for you, because when I said there was a girl holding on to her mother or a woman holding on to her mother, instantly I feel you would have felt emotional, or you would feel you'd feel some kind of energy moving through you. And that's how you would know this message is for you. That's your body intuition speaking to you. And I feel like this is something that you're healing. You're learning to release your attachments to the past, and specifically release your attachments to past idealizations of people in your life that weren't capable of being what you needed them to be. I feel like you're learning to accept people as they are, including potentially this mother figure or this person in your life who wasn't fully present and available to you, and to understand that this person may never be that idealized version of what you needed, that you may have to be that person for yourself, that you may have to be that love and support and nurturing for yourself, and to let go of your attachment to what that person was never capable of being for you. Wow, that was a really intense message. I hope that reached whoever needed to hear it, because I just feel there was one divine feminine who really needed that today. The next message is first chakra in the upright position. Wow, what a beautiful progression, because I feel like, because of course the first chakra is the root chakra, so the seat of our foundation, that primal sense of security, of stable foundation, the foundation of everything in our lives always has to begin with feeling safe, feeling secure. And I feel like the fact this is upright is showing that you are healing this. Despite whatever you've been through in the past that has caused you to feel shaken to your core, you are now learning to support yourself, to find that support and security and stability within yourself. And through building that self-trust, that foundation within yourself, that is how you will be able to trust, going back to the deceit in reverse card, to fully trust the love that you are giving and receiving within this divine counterpart connection, to truly embrace your goddess energy with the goddess of the moon card. And finally, the last card is door to spirit, the opening of intuition. I feel like many of you listening have really beautiful spiritual gifts. Although some of you may not even recognize that, I feel like many of you may be unconscious intuitives, meaning you don't even realize how intuitive and in tune you are. But I feel like many of you have a lot of powerful divine energy that's guiding you, that's protecting you right now. And that through developing this foundation within, this stable inner core, healing your divine feminine wounds, stepping into your own power, becoming that goddess you were always meant to be, or God. I don't want to be too divine feminine specific, because I know there are divine masculines listening. So becoming that God or goddess you are meant to become, you are opening the door to your intuition. And I'm feeling another card coming for some reason, like there should be one more card here. So let's see if we can get, what is this door to spirit going to lead you to as you walk through this door, as you deepen your intuition? Wow, okay guys, the card that just came right out is 𝖠𝗲𝗺𝗆𝗵, manifestation. This card has an 11 on it, which of course 1111 is a huge manifestation number within the twin flame connection and just within the spiritual community in general. 1111 is one of the most common twin flame or angel or repeated numbers we tend to see along this path. And this 𝗠𝗲𝗺𝗆𝗵 card is saying that by doing all of this we've just described, this healing work, by embracing your inner God force or goddess energy, opening the door to your own intuitive gifts and abilities, this is how you manifest both within this twin flame divine counterpart connection and externally in all other areas of your life. Whatever it is that your heart desires, I'm just hearing it's yours. It's already yours. I feel like many of you have these visions for yourself or your life, things that you desire to have or be or create. And Spirit is just emphatically saying it's already yours. All of these things you are capable of manifesting. You are very powerful. You're coming into your own, you're healing, and everything will come to you. I haven't pulled from this deck yet in either of the first two readings, but I want to pull a few cards for you from the Starry Beginnings deck because I'm getting a lot of spiritually awake people, light worker energy, goddess or god force energy, people who are really intuitive, really connected to the divine. Okay, so the cards that came out were first, feel and release. Release all you've accumulated on this journey. Wow, okay, so I feel like this goes back to those feelings of deceit in the reverse, wondering if you can fully trust because of potentially past negative experiences. I feel like many of you, it's like you were created by the challenges you went through. It's like your soul was forged. I just forged in fire. I was thinking of the show, I think it's called Forged in Fire. It's like a knife making competition or like a sword making competition. But anyway, I was just thinking about how many of you, your soul has been tempered by the experiences you've been through. You have literally been forged out of the most challenging, dark times that you've experienced into this beautiful creature of love and light and immense spiritual power. But you have to release those past wounds, release that past hurt in order to receive the blessings. You know, I talk a lot about Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, because it's one of my all-time favorite books. But there's one line from that book that says something along the lines of, every challenge, every difficulty carries with it the seed of an equivalent of advantage. So I feel like many of you need to know that because of what you've gone through, you are also now capable of manifesting to a kind of extent that most people will never be capable of doing because of what you've gone through, because of the way your soul has been forged through the fires of your past. But I do feel like in order to receive these blessings, to receive these rewards from all that you've been through, from this path that you're on, it is essential for you to heal these past wounds, to release everything from the past that is only mentally and emotionally holding you back, that is no longer serving you, that is no longer aligned with that goddess or god that you are beginning to embody. The next card is walk your own journey. It is essential to stay on your own path. I feel like this card is for some of you listening who I just keep hearing the concept of potential distraction coming up. So this might be a cautionary warning that many of you, because of the families you've come from or the generations that you've come from, you are what we call generational curse breakers. You are the one who came into this family, into this incarnation to set a new pattern, to forge a new path, to break the curse, to break the spell, so to speak, the spell of limited thinking that was created by generations before you. But in order to do that, it is essential that you keep your eyes focused on your own goals, on your own vision, on your own path. I just sense, group number 3, so many of you have this seed of a vision that maybe at times you feel like no one else will understand, because I feel like you were given something very unique to be, to do, to create in this world. And there are a lot of people in your life, even well-meaning people, who might dissuade you from this path because they might say that it seems illogical, or you should pursue something more traditional, or they might not understand it. But as that famous quote goes, you can't expect other people to see your vision because it wasn't given to them, it was given to you. I just feel like some of you needed that healing message at this time. So the last thing I'm going to do is pull some potential words, phrases, or messages that could be from your person, from your twin flame or divine counterpart, or may speak to your situation in some way. Okay, so Spirit, What does group number 3 need to know about their person or about their situation at this time? Okay, so interesting. So the cards I've pulled so far are extrovert, wanderer, growth, voice, impossible. Some of these are coming up again. Voice and impossible have both come up before in previous readings. And extrovert came up before too. Fire sign. So this would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and angelic. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. I feel that with extrovert, I actually specifically heard with this card, not so much, although you or your person could be an extrovert, but I'm actually not feeling that as much as between extrovert and voice. I feel like a key for many of you is finding the courage to share your gifts, to share your voice, because I actually feel like many of you are the silent, strong type. You are very strong, very intuitive people, but almost a little bit unconscious of your gifts, or so humble that you might not share your voice, you might not share your gifts. But I'm hearing that finding the courage to share your voice and share your gifts is how you manifest that cornucopia, that abundance, that holistic abundance and success into your life. With Wanderer, I'm hearing that many of you are light workers or star seeds. You are spiritual beings who feel as though you don't belong here on this earth. Many of you feel very out of place, and you feel this way by soul intention because you were never meant to fit in here. Like I said, many of you are generational curse breakers. You weren't meant to fit in on this planet. You were meant to create a new planet, to raise the vibration of the planet, to change this world, to set new patterns within this world, not to follow the norm. Growth, to me, that just symbolizes how much I feel like many of you were required to grow up at a young age. And because of that, many of you were told when you were young that you were old souls. But really, you were just a child who had been forced to grow up too quickly because of life circumstances or difficulties or whatever happened to you through your childhood, through your youth. However, I feel like many of you are feeling like you're growing up backwards in a sense now. Feeling like when you were young, you felt very old. You felt like an old soul because of whatever difficulties you had to surmount. Maybe some of you even felt as though you had to be the parent to your parents, or you had many younger siblings. Many of you just had a lot of responsibility. There was a lot of weight on you when you were young. However, now you're learning how to grow up backwards. You're learning how to, you may have stopped growing, physically. You might be at the point where you're not growing physically taller, but I feel like now you're growing inward. Now you're going deeper within yourself. You're uncovering those deeper layers of yourself, that playful, free-spirited, fun-loving, imaginative child whose childhood potentially was even cut short. And so if this is connecting with you specifically, again, all of this could just be for a few people listening, but I would really recommend my Inner Child Healing Subliminal if you are someone who feels like you may have inner child wounds, potentially from going through difficult experiences when you were young or needing to grow up too quickly. So I will leave the link to that under your group number in the pinned comment. With this word impossible, I'm getting kind of a past energy from this. I feel like some of you may have not really been able to envision yourself in the future. Like it felt kind of murky when you saw your future because so many of the dreams and goals and visions that you had just felt so impossible for you to so long that you began to wonder whether you could ever make them happen. They just seemed so out of your reach. You wouldn't even allow yourself to imagine them. But now you are opening that door to spirit, you're opening your intuition, you're coming into your own, and all of those childhood dreams are returning to you. They were always possible, but your ego convinced you that you weren't worthy of them, and it told you a lie, and you're now uncovering that lie. You're now realizing the truth of your limitless potential. with this angelic card, I just clearly heard this connecting to how your twin flame looks at you. I know we haven't spoken much on your twin flame or divine counterpart, so I don't know. I feel some of you may be in a period of separation. You may have not met yet, or you may have met and then been a little bit apart, or whatever the case may be. Or things might just be kind of stabilized between you in a sense. So they're just not coming up really, really strongly with a specific kind of message. Besides that, they are just admiring you. This could be literally them in the physical 3D, or this could be on a higher self level, on a soul level. But I feel like when you're in this goddess or god force energy, this person just admires your energy. They're drawn to it. They feel magnetically pulled to you. They see you as this angelic, incredible, powerful being. Although for many of you, I see this person kind of silently admiring you. For some of you, I feel that this person, your divine counterpart, may not be always very vocal about how much they admire you, but in their heart and soul and on a higher level, they want you to know how much they admire your growth, your goddess or god force energy, the way that you are stepping into your power. Wow, really, really beautiful messages coming through for you, group number 3. I'm going to just go ahead and pull, oh yeah, and I did say fire signs, so you could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this could be your sun, moon, or rising sign, or your person. Okay, so these will be the last messages I pull for you, group number 3. Everywhere I go. Yeah, so with this card, I am feeling like if you are in separation, or your person isn't speaking to you a lot, or isn't being openly complimenting you, I feel like they're doing it energetically, like they feel it in their energy. Everywhere they go, they feel you, they sense you, they feel you there with them. They think of you, you're always there in the back of their mind. And I do just feel so much warmth, love, and admiration coming through from your person at this time, regardless of what situation you're in. So Spirit, what does group number 3 need to know from their person? What if, and then ... I feel like this is saying this person, wow, why am I getting, okay, so at first this energy was just purely admiring, but then it took a little bit of a sad turn. So I feel like for some of you, this person is really, really admiring you, but it's a little bit at a distance for some reason. I don't know if there's like an emotional distance between you or even a physical distance, but I feel like this person is actually a little bit sad because they want to be part of your life right now more than they are. So there's almost this kind of underlying sadness, this kind of wondering like, wow, I admire you. I so admire how beautiful, how powerful you are, how magnificent you are. But I wonder, what if we were together? What if things were different? What if I was a greater part of your physical manifested life? There's just this kind of a twinge of sadness to this admiration that I can't really shake. It's almost making me tear up a little bit. So Spirit, what does group number 3 need to hear from their person? Wow, okay, I felt this in my solar plexus really powerfully. This is, I'm trying. I feel like this person, when they see you powerful, succeeding, it's like they admire you so much, but they almost feel this kind of drop in their stomach, this kind of like this something's like in the pit of their stomach, like they just feel this kind of like underlying sadness just kind of sitting there. I do feel like they want something to be different about how you're connecting or interacting or communicating. They're perceiving some kind of distance between you. Interesting. The answer is yes. This message also came up in group number 2's reading. I feel like this is in direct response to an intention that was set by one of you. Maybe asking like, is this my person? Do they feel the same way about me? Are they thinking about me? And I feel like this is clearly saying, in answer to whoever asked that kind of a question, this is a clear answer, yes, confirming what you are guessing or wondering about. So group number 3, thank you so much for joining me here for this reading. The subliminals I recommended during your reading which were the Inner Child Healing Subliminal and the Awakened Divine Feminine Healing Subliminal, will be linked under your group number in the pinned comment. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account on my website, you can access any of the more than 130 subliminals I've created completely free. So please do subscribe if you enjoy these readings. You can also follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself. Have a wonderful rest of your day, group number 3, and I hope to talk to you again in the next reading. Hello, group number 4. If you chose the 4th card, then welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we're just going to be sensing into the energy of your twin flame or divine counterpart connection, just to bring forth any life messages or love messages that you might need to hear at this time. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards really well to clear out all the energy from the previous groups so I can bring forth some really clear messages for you, group number 4. So while I'm shuffling, I invite you, if you feel guided, to set your own intention for this reading. I always say that we truly co-create these videos together, because when you bring your powerful energy, your powerful intentions to these videos, even you listening in the future, because time doesn't truly exist when it comes to energy, your intentions in the future actually affect the messages I bring forth in the present. So I'm going to set my own intentions for this reading. Spirit, please help me to bring forth clear messages to group number 4 at this time. What does group number 4 need to know about life or about love, specifically in regards to their twin flame or divine counterpart connection? What does group number 4 need to know at this time? Okay, I have 3 cards for you. I'm kind of feeling 6 cards today, so let's see. Okay, I just pulled 6 cards. Hopefully you've set your intentions. If not, you can pause the video and do so now. So let's begin with the first card here. Victory in reverse. And I instantly heard something on the horizon. For some reason, I saw someone running a race, but the finish line just kept getting moved further and further ahead. Something always felt just a little bit out of their reach. That victory was so close in a sense that they could see it or touch it or taste it, but then it would always get moved. The goalpost would be moved in this kind of metaphor. I feel like someone felt some kind of progress happening, but it was kind of stop and go, stop and go. I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook about this, because I'm wondering if there are just a few more messages, hopefully something more specific we can bring through. The victory card reversed signals a delay or reversal in a hoped-for outcome. Success may have been eluding you for some time, but don't despair. Interesting. And this card also says, whatever is going on externally, remember that the equanimity of peaceful surrender can often be your biggest victory of all. By the way, I was just tripping over my words a little bit there, which usually I don't have that problem when I'm reading since I'm used to reading in the guidebook. So I do feel like someone is struggling to clearly communicate, which makes sense because yesterday in the collective reading, I talked about a lot of energies of crossed wires or miscommunication. I feel like someone in your connection group number 4 feels like they're trying to say something, but every time they try to say it, the words don't come out right, or they don't come across the right way. This could go either direction. It could be the divine feminine or the divine masculine or both, but I just feel like something is getting lost in translation. And of course, whenever this happens, it's a sign that something is off in our energy. So hopefully we'll get more information on that, because twin flame communication doesn't actually occur through even our voice or our mind. It occurs through our energy. We are energetically communicating. That is how we interpret, give, and receive communication with our twin flame is actually through our energy. The words are just like the outermost manifestation of what's going on in the energy. So if you are feeling this kind of lack of clear communication or miscommunications happening, I will leave a link to my subliminal to open twin flame communication. I've been recommending this a lot, but I specifically would recommend this for you at this time, group number 4, just because this will focus on clearing out any heart chakra blocks and throat chakra blocks, specifically those that tend to block or cut off or distort communication between twin flames in a divine union. So the second card for you is the Garden and the Gates in the reverse position. This card came up reversed for group number 1. It was their first card, and I actually feel this message is very similar to what I said to group number 1. I feel like someone is feeling locked out of fully accessing the unconditional love in this connection. And what I mean by that is, as twin flames, there is this unbreakable, eternal, unconditional love bond that is always flowing between us, always. But I feel like because of some way someone is blocked within their own energy, they're preventing themselves from truly, I just heard someone is having trouble feeling loved. I feel like someone is feeling underappreciated or feeling unloved, but it's actually coming from an energetic block that is then manifesting these feelings of disconnect, because disconnect never truly exists on an energetic, on a soul level between twin flames. But we perceive or feel disconnect when we are blocked in our energy in some way. Interesting. I will also leave, by the way, my 7 chakra twin flame clearing subliminal. You know, I didn't recommend subliminals this early on in the other 3 groups, but I just feel like there's a lot happening for you right now energetically, group number 4. So I will leave those linked below if you would like to just shift the energy, open up the energy, clear out some of these energy blocks you may be experiencing. So the third card for you is walking away in the upright position. And I don't hear this in connection to your person, your divine counterpart or twin flame, but I feel like someone in your connection has to walk away. I just heard someone has to burn their bridges. I feel like someone has to either emotionally, mentally, or physically withdraw themselves from a situation that is preventing fuller connection with their twin flame. And I feel like this is a decision point for this person. I'm kind of feeling a little bit of an indecisive energy that this person is feeling. I feel like someone has to make a choice, and they have to choose unconditional love. They have to choose their twin flame. They have to choose their divine counterpart. Now again, this choice could be something that's very literal. This person could be with a third party or connecting in some other kind of situation, and they have to make the choice to leave that person, literally, to be with their twin flame. But also I'm hearing for some of you, it might not be literal. It might be a decision made within one's mind, like a choice to fully commit emotionally and mentally and spiritually to this path, to this connection. The next card is Angel of Strength in reverse. For some reason, I just heard you make me weak. So this could literally be someone's person saying, like, when I'm around you, I feel not weak in a negative sense, but so vulnerable, so open that it actually scares me. I feel like there is a divine masculine in this connection who puts on kind of a mask of being really maybe unfeeling, or really maybe unfeeling isn't the right word, but just very, very strong and tough, and kind of the stereotypical masculine energy. They kind of put up this front, but I feel like beneath that they're really sensitive, and I feel like you bring out all of that sensitivity within them, all of that emotionality, and it causes them to kind of lose, like they don't feel strong. And then I feel like because of this vulnerability and because of some kind of a divine masculine wound going on here, there is a divine masculine who is either listening or in someone's connection who is feeling almost overwhelmed by how emotional and vulnerable they feel in the presence of their divine feminine. And I feel like their ego is actually kind of pushing back or pushing away or withdrawing because of that vulnerability. It's like the ego wants to rid itself of being vulnerable because it wants to protect itself. It thinks, if I'm vulnerable, I'm not safe, I'm not strong, I'm forfeiting my masculinity or something like that. So, by the way, if this does speak to you as a divine masculine, I will also leave a link to my divine masculine healing subliminal. This is called the Awakened Divine Masculine. I also have one for divine feminines as well, but I'm just feeling some divine masculine wounding coming up. The next card is Action in the Reverse Position. This is interesting because prior to doing any of these readings while I was meditating, the phrase period of inaction came up, like there was some kind of inaction leading to frustration. I feel like someone hasn't been taking action, but the reason they haven't been taking action is actually because they've been healing. I feel like things have looked stagnant in some way on the surface, but beneath the surface, a lot has been changing, a lot has been shifting, a lot has been healing, has been moving, but not in a way that you can always see through your eyes or through your ego, which I feel has led potentially to this miscommunication that I was sensing earlier, this inaction. I'm specifically hearing for many this will be the divine feminine, but it could be, the divine masculine, but this could be the divine feminine for some of you. I'm just feeling a lot of divine masculine inaction from you, group number 4, but I do feel like this is actually divinely intended space or time of stagnancy for the purpose of healing. And the next is all tied up, of course, in the upright position, really speaking to those crossed wires, to that miscommunication. Again, because of this inaction that's taking place, potentially because of this situation. Okay, so maybe there's some situation or something that someone has to walk away from. Again, this walking away could either be a decision made within the mind or something that literally, physically has to be left or walked away from. But I feel like the person who has to make this decision has been inactive. But I feel like it is because they have to heal their wounds, potentially divine masculine wounds for some of them, have to develop their inner strength in order to make this decision, in order to leave. But in the meanwhile, there is this miscommunication happening because of this seemingly inactive situation. But whatever counterpart is on the other side of this needs to know that although this specific counterpart I'm speaking about here might look inactive, beneath the surface a lot is healing, a lot is changing. A lot is building to the point where they will be able to make this decision. But for now, there is a lot of miscommunication. Things may feel tied up, things may feel delayed, things may seem distorted or confusing on the surface. So I do just want to right now pause and pull a few potential sign cards. So group number 4, this could be the sun, moon, or rising sign of you or your person, or these could be messages intended for someone else if they don't resonate. Okay, that's too many cards, too many cards. I just want to get like 4 or 5 maximum here. Pisces, I think Pisces has come up in all 4 readings. Aquarius, Aries, Virgo. Virgo has also come up a lot today. Scorpio, Libra. Pisces, Aquarius, Aries, Virgo, Scorpio, Libra, sun, moon, or rising. Could be you or your person. And now let's get to the letter initial dice. Again, these could be first, middle, or last initials of you or your person, or they could spell words, or they could just be meant for someone else. Again, I always have to caution with these super specific messages. Sometimes they're just meant for one person or a few people. 𝖬ЛV. Y again, so this person could have double letters in their name. I also heard someone literally just saying the word why, like, why is this happening, or why isn't this moving forward? Like someone just kind of questioning. 𝖬WXP. P again. G, S, U. That almost spelled the word guess. I'm feeling like someone is wondering what someone else is truly thinking because of this miscommunication that's taking place. J, K, R, and C. Double letters again, very interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to move forward by pulling a few cards from the Romance Angels. I want these to just be clarification cards because I really want to know a little bit more specific detail about your person or this situation. Okay, Spirit, so what does group number 4 need to know about their twin flame or divine counterpart at this time? What messages can I bring through for group number 4? Ooh, wow. Okay, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So to me, this applies to this walking away card. I feel for many of you, this could be speaking to your divine counterpart, although it may be you. Like I said earlier, someone has to walk away to emotionally, physically, or mentally separate themselves from a person or situation. For some of you, this card literally indicates that for some of you, this is an ex, or this is a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife that Spirit is saying this situation must be walked away from when healing is reached. Okay, so this message is kind of complex because the card says release your ex, but then it says the time has come to clear your energy. And throughout the cards I pulled earlier, I was kind of getting this message of like, things are not active right now, but it's because you're healing, building strength, and shifting to the point of being able to leave this situation. So I'm not hearing that you should force yourself to make a decision, or that your counterpart needs to force themselves to leave or to separate out of force, but actually that this will happen naturally the more that you focus within, the more that you clear your energy, the more that you align yourself, the more that you step into your own power. And that's why this card specifically says, the time has come not necessarily to physically take some kind of radical action, unless of course you feel guided to, but that the time has come to turn within, to clear your energy. And as a result, all of these other situations will work themselves out. You will naturally be moved, be guided to make the decisions, or your counterpart will be guided to make the decisions that need to be made in order to make this connection, in order to deepen this connection, I should say, in the physical world. Okay, Spirit, so what else does group number 4 need to know? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I feel like this could be speaking to some kind of inner child wounding that someone is experiencing, meaning times that your childhood may have been forfeited or taken from you, either by a strict institution you were raised in, some way you were programmed away from your natural path, from your natural truth, from your own intuition. I feel that someone may have been disconnected from their own divine guidance through either specifically a religion, an institution, through the educational system, through their family, whatever the case may be. And healing this will be an integral part to coming into physical union and harmony with your twin flame. So the next card I pulled is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And I feel like this specifically speaks to whoever is on the other side of this counterpart who is being really inactive or things look stagnant. I feel like the person on the other side of that situation is being called to have faith, to continue to trust that things are changing and shifting, even if it may not look that way on the surface right now. Okay, group number 4. So the last thing I'm going to do is pull some potential trait cards that contain words or phrases or messages that could connect to your person. So Spirit, what does group number 4 need to know about their person, their twin flame or divine counterpart? That's funny, these same 2 cards came up in the last reading, but I got growth and wanderer. And when I spoke to the last group, I said wanderer to me was really connecting to someone listening or many listening being light workers, being highly spiritual people, not always feeling like they belong. But I hear for you, group number 4, this feeling of lack of belongingness, not feeling like you fit in, is actually part of what is accelerating your growth. I feel like you chose an accelerated path. You are a very old soul. You've lived many lives, maybe even lives on other planets. And because of the many lives you've lived, you came into this world with a lot of depth to you, with a heightened connection to your own intuition and to the divine. So I feel like many of you are experiencing a lot of change, or have experienced a lot of change and growth in your life. But again, this is because the path you're on is highly accelerated. The next card is intellect. So I feel that witty humor or intelligence, intelligent conversation. I just heard 2 people kind of just talking about life in the universe. I feel like part of what your twin flame loves about you is how you can discuss like all kinds of amazing conversations together. You can talk about anything. I feel like there's a lot of intellectual or spiritual conversation that connects you to your person. So Spirit, what does group number 4 need to know about their person? Voice. This also came up several times before in previous readings, but I just feel this is coming up again to say that many of you listening are being guided to share your voice with the world in some way, whether this is through writing, speaking, starting a YouTube channel, doing tarot readings. Whatever it is, I feel like many of you are being called to share your voice with the world in some way. And then childhood came up, which is interesting because that religious factors card came up earlier. So I do feel like some of you are coping with or healing through some kind of inner child wound. And I did do an entire video last week on inner child healing if you're interested in that. Or if you're already familiar with the inner child and would like to shift this energy or heal this energy, I will also leave a link to my inner child healing subliminal under your group number. So group number 4, thank you so much for joining me here in this reading. I hope it was helpful for you or provided some kind of insight or guidance you needed at this time. If I did resonate with you, please subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself. And the subliminals I mentioned during your reading will be linked under your group number in the pinned comment. So you can try out any of those subliminals completely free for 7 days when you create a trial account on my website. Have a wonderful day, group number 4, and I hope to talk to you again in the next reading.